we was poor. We had a Christmas tree. We went out and found a wild Christmas tree somewhere and brought it home and put little chains made out of paper around them and stuff like that. And it was dull. I always messed around with electricity anyway. So I took a long string of wire and I took them, got some light bulbs, and I worked on that very carefully. I soldered the bottom of the light bulb with one wire, and then I soldered the edge of the light bulb with another wire, and I did that all the way down there. And I plugged it in, and it worked. My mom must have had that string of lights 10 years, because that was the first time we ever had lights on a Christmas tree. And then I went up into the woods, and there's a vine that grows on the ground. And I filled up a couple bags full of that and brought them home. We were living down home, and when you pulled it up, it made a rope about that round. I just cleaned all the dirt off of it. And anything that was dead, I took off. And they made the most beautiful wreaths you'd ever want to know. And we lined the doorways with them. And we did that for years. I went, even when we lived in Aultman, in Barberton, I went down there a couple of years later yet, getting those. I bet I could go down there and find them right now.
Did you guys exchange gifts or anything? Or did you
No.
get gifts from Santa Claus?
No, our Christmas was different. We got maybe an apple and an orange or something like that. One year I remember we got some little gifts. They must have cost about 10 cents a piece. I can't quite remember what they were anymore. My dad got mad at my step-grandmother. My grandfather married Elizabeth Stock. They came from Barberton. And my dad put up some stockings for us little kids, and he put apples and put an apple and an orange in it. That's a big deal for him. It did 9 kids. And that Baco, they called her Baco, that step-grandmother, she hated us. She was married to a Willig. She come into that house one day just before Christmas Eve, and she emptied all them stockings and put a bunch of horse turds and stuff in the bed. My dad blew his stack. Oh man, I won't tell you all the dirty language he used, and it surprised me because my dad, he never ever said anything over oh shit or oh hell or something like that. He said, don't ever come back in my house again. He said, you stay the hell over there by my father-in-law and don't come back here no more.